Round 6 of the Swiss stage. Again, if it is a Meow face win, we'll head to Ascent. Let's see how they're going to start on Icebox. Icy gets the Sheriff out right away, and Bob's going to compete with the same.
Ooh. And I do like here that we're switching up the starting sides as well. It does favor FlyQuest a little bit, you know, snowballing the Icebox victory in my mind, being on that attack side at half, but all in all, it looks like it's not even phasing Meow here. Look, 2 players pushing down mid aggressively, even with the stock stater composition. Animal as well, out of garage, looking like they're trying to join them, but you're trying to face off against the Lovely, and there's a fortunate trade for Lunafox, but look, the punish comes too late. They've gotten out of dodge, and Animal playing interference here, playing for contact, and now even formation, right? Lace looking so deep into A. Please, please, please find his contacts in, and she does!
Beautiful look. I mean, they had great looks on mid, so Sin really needed to do some searching over in the A side, finding a very pivotal kill that would have opened up the site for the side of Layson team. And now, if FlyQuest is a bit lost here to start, great mobility by the side of Catface to initiate something to get FlyQuest to play a little sweaty, and then actually get him on that other kill a day.
Now the reclear comes out, right? You're like, okay, if Lace could slip through like that, how many more players did?
Yeah.
And the concern here is, look at this.
Such
Bob,
good timing.
she was short, and she's going right for it.
Oh, the distraction is perfect. Oh, okay. Okay, hard to shoot back sometimes. Coming ban, Lunafox is just there in the transition from A to B. A few more shots. Now has to be careful about getting picked out by 2. And FlyQuest, the patience on this one pays off for a plant, but is it enough? Shadow step forward. Oh, Slicey. On to Ev for the round, for the pistol. Comes up huge with 2 frags there to clutch it.
And, I mean, sleeper round successes over on Icebox, now on the Omen, right? This is a pedigree player, right? She was on Guild back in EMEA before coming over to NA, right? Like, she gets those shiny moments, those, you know, 2v1 clutches. And I was nervous there. Like, Lunafox, the fight makes sense, right? You're given a 1v1, you're waiting, right, for that contact to come out from Ev, so you think it's a fair fight, but then it kind of left Slicey in a wonky position, and all in all, it gets clutched out quite effectively.
Also winning the ghost fight on a Sheriff that was cut behind a box too. That should, like, just all odds against Slicey there. Really well played. All right. A little push towards A. Meow trying to keep eyes basically across the map here. They have sight down long. Little eye on mid. And they're trying to push up A as FlyQuest say right through the front door this time.
Ooh. Slicey, I mean, you just clutched out the round, now you're getting overwhelmed. Fault line, multiple players swinging. The Stinger Force G2 style coming in clutch here. And they're not done just yet. They're preventing the reflood. Beautiful paranoia coming out from there. And this is looking a little bit difficult, right? You also have the Outlaw. You know, your back covered here beautifully. This is going to be difficult for Meow.
Oh, they clear left and they have backside and they can start moving in from that side. Absolutely huge. Meow just mowing him down. Sin on the drive-by real quick as Bob sits with the Outlaw ready. This is actually huge. The armor's low. The health is there. Just going to be 2 shots if they can hit him.
No smokes either. Someone's got to get the kill, and Bob's just playing down the timer.
There's one.
Hitting the nasty pop shots off angle.
Oh, pros don't fake.
The bluff.
Pros don't fake.
Oh! Missed the shot.
Sin says, I've been diffusing like this since 2022.
And the pause, a reflection of self-internalization from Bob as well after the round ends. The fact that Sin respects it, doesn't even punish it. But, I mean, the opener there for Fly was really clean, right? We talked about it. They haven't played this map in a while. You don't know their tendencies. You don't know second round they're forcing stingers. And they tried to use that pop surprise advantage. And it got them a sight, but Meow was just so effective in reclearing that space despite it being B-site, despite it being these well-constructed crossfires. And all in all, keep things, you know, afloat. Not clean, I'll say, but around nonetheless.
All right. Into the door, out through long A, and it's going to be 2 kills from Meow right off the bat. They scratch away at FlyQuest numbers, and they've done it before. Let's see if FlyQuest can muster up another one of this low buy. Okay, curse that. Sin gets another one real fast.
There we go. Starting to punish. Maybe when you have a suboptimal buy, the proactive tendencies from Meow that we saw over in Icebox continuing here. It also might just bait them to re-rotate into where they found these kills, which is Animal with the judge here again, looking for more victims, but 20 HP and a regen shield. That'll get whittled away real quick. Oh, aftershock. Trying to force the fight Nev. And you're not ready to take that fight, Nev.
Yeah, I love the move. Yeah, but you didn't think of the repercussion or the conclusion there. Now the peak, the timing. Bob goes down, and Meow got to feel pretty comfortable how these first rounds have gone. The way that they're able to cover their angles, protect each other, and how just their overall defense is working against FlyQuest. It's going to take a bit to get back on that.
Yeah, I think the rounds themselves are a little bit closer than they were to kick things off over on Icebox, where those were like more dominant 3-4 players walking away, but still going up 3-0. Now on the defense side for Haven is a great start, especially after the difficulties we saw on defense over on Icebox. And part of that, I think, comes from the map complexity just a little bit. Part of it, again, was the fact that it was Thea and 11 playing some of the roles, and now when you're on Moment, it's not that same kind of dynamic. But they're trying to change things up. Now they're going back to a double lurk pattern, but look at the proactivity. Slicey should have been good for that, but the better weapon prevails. Thea finding the first blood. But Animal, Long, these Owls getting trades? What is going on?
Yeah, Lace is able to kind of recoup that. Get two on the side of Catface as FlyQuest are feeling a little better on this one. Seeing those early fights actually wins them a lot of those opening kills at each site. So now they're just going to go ahead and move over towards C. Nice uplink. And this should just pan out for another win here. Luna could try to get some ult points on this, but it's just going to be another shot from Bob in mid. A nice lockdown from Fly. So the aggressive round worked, I'd say, against Catface there.
Oh, yeah. And again, I mean, they kind of got punished for seeking out fights, right, on that defensive round, starting, you know, from that C-long engagement. Which it's nice, again, I think, to close off parts of these maps on a 3-site kind of focus, but I want to see it more towards where you have numbers where, again, your duelist can get away unscathed. Which I think is what they're going to try to do here now with this double initiator and jet setup with Icy, and still with an out. Oh, I was going to say in hand for your C player. Icy now go for the duelist. That's the kind of kill opening you wanted to see. The fault line. Oh, no punishment just yet either. Ooh.
They're just positioning themselves in those hot spots through the smoke. Good kills to start us off. The flash, the turn. Is it going to be enough? The return. Holy Ev shots. Takes down Stin and Lunafox again. A little deja vu from last round. Is Meow lose 2 there at long A again?
Ooh. Here we go. Quiet scale on to C. Surprised you haven't seen FlyQuest already rotating over.
Yeah.
Plenty of time, though. A minute. My concern is that speed might just be their undoing if Animal can get the cross. If they win grass here, they are. I think they're going to get it. Spike's going to get dropped, maybe?
Last player
no!
standing.
Why do you look behind you? The spy cam triggered!
The camera noise. That's so crazy. Oh my gosh.
That would have been round defining. The camera was in front of them too. Look at where it is.
Never missing a moment there. FlyQuest just pulling out all the little tricks. Quick cam usage completely turns Animal around here, and Slicey's going to go ahead and save towards A. So FlyQuest, again, find some kills towards A. And this one, they had the 4v5 convert too, right? Because there was a spam from Catface at A. They lost one through smoke, and they still had to turn this round back in their favor. So really nicely done there to reset and figure out how that was going to work.
Yeah, just the clear, really nice between it was Ev and Bob, I believe, to kind of counter that St. Icy setup. Yeah, really well done.
That's Rolling Thunder too. So Bob daggers, Blade Storms off. So, yeah, it's gonna be nice. They can fold over into the rounds because they're gonna have to work against the lockdown and a Blade of Thunder. Yeah, Hunter's Fury. That needs to be a skill now, by the way.
Yeah, a little difficult. I will say that if it is a half-buy situation here, if you can maybe pressure and warp, get Icy the Blade Storm online, I would like to see these ults invested, right? Lockdown without the Armageddon online, if they can keep Lace off of these 2 ult orbs, would be huge here, I think. But it looks like it's just the ego stack. Looks like they're kind of doubling down what they did last round, but add a Killjoy in the mix, add Animal, who was fragging up a storm map 1. See if this time we can find more than one, more than a trade out.
Nobody wants to stand in that spam spot this time. Ooh,
nice.
Nice cooperation to try and get that kill, but also nice save.
Blaze?
Cloud burst. the gun transition. Slicey taking advantage of that. 2 kills down over towards the C side, which have actually been quite fruitful for beginning fights with FlyQuest here. It does not turn out that way in round 6. There's round 7.
Slicey kind of punishing the fact that they knew Lace might want the Armageddon online.
Yeah,
and I like that Slicey got out here because I was like, she was definitely gonna get punished if she was down C long. And I wish she fell back CT here. This is, again, overstaying your welcome, getting punished. And now it's a 3v4 where, I mean, Animal's super low HP. You still don't have the best weaponry. And now you're having to dive into these ults as a result. The rolling thunder misses, though, and that's gonna unleash Icy and Animal. I mean, okay, I'll call my bluff. I'll eat my words. Wow. 4-2.
I feel like they took Icy and like, there's like, throw me into sight. I'll make distraction. You all run out under me. They're really nicely done to break the crosshairs there, win it in to get that. And now, another round in favor of Meow means they push ahead on that defensive side, really just kind of turning the tables on how Haven should work right now.
Oh, for sure.
FlyQuest found a few ways to get those early kills, but I don't know if they're going to be getting those anymore. Meow now sets up a little differently to protect each other deeper in sight. Speed? Gotta go fast.
I like it. The stun, though, it doesn't align on the either player. You gotta focus on one. The other playing side smoke. Headphone check for Animal on the server, but it doesn't matter. The damage has been done. Bob with the blades finds both of those C anchors. And I said I liked this. You know, player life, cut your losses, play retake with the players that are remaining, especially when it's a 3-on-3. Especially when you still have stun, you still have a setup, but you didn't account to be a lovely lurk. Icy, though, also left accounted for, and it's just both initiators swing, take their ones, and win.
That, I gotta say, that was awesome from both sides. The reactive, let's insta hit. The spike was planted, right? And that was an insta double flash from Breach. And you saw Icy try to flash forward to get away from the flashes that were coming back in. But then FlyQuest to have the lurk that was on time to stop that speedy retake. Like, everything had to be in place on both sides. And FlyQuest had the last say, unfortunately, for Catface there. So, way to pull it back. Odin now on the board as we get into our next round here, round 3.
I was kind of looking at, okay, what could they do to improve that? Don't let a Lovely get the lurk play. But it's a killjoy. It's so difficult. Can't split your trips.
Yeah.
Now you've lost your Sentinel altogether, so even Garage isn't safe. And, I mean, yeah, when you lose the Inca Sentinel, speed up. You know, it's Sentinel versus strong side. And I'm sure you're getting all the intel in the world from this, from the shadows from Thea into A Heaven as well. Surprised she's still alive. Players trying to track her down in Heaven, and there it is. You got the smoke, got to support your team, but that's your parting gift from this life.
They dropped the Odin at C. Saw that work in the last few rounds to get some kills as Sin keeps pushing through. And yeah, FlyQuest doing great at creating a lot of distraction here, but it always seems to be this part, that post-plant, where they fall away here. They still have Lace, though, stocked and ready with every salvo and arsenal necessary to keep this post-plant alive. Yeah,
Armageddon as well. That's why she's deep sea long. They know that's the win con. And Ev's doing beautiful delay work as well. Fault line, flashpoint, layer them. You still have your lovely lurk through garage that goes unchecked, even with the Icy trade out. Salvos, there's no time. You don't even have to dip into that Armageddon to salvage the round. It'll be a tie. Pretty quick out the gate. Icy, you thought you were safe, but that radius, too close for comfort.
Don't touch the wet paint.
Thing won't be safe. Yeah, stop trying.
You always have to. You got to check. Is the sign right? And who knows? Maybe it might not be. All right, so we have 4-4 now. Animal goes for the hit on the Judge. Back into not garage. Actually, a Judge at A, right on the wall. Interesting. Okay, see how that plays. Possibly waiting for the smokes that would come in from the team. Right, Slicey throws one down. You play the cut in the corner. Or somewhere jumping in and out to be a little trickster. See how the ults get used in this one as well.
They've been defaulting a player every time C to punish any kind of down long aggression. So I like this trio of coordination, but they identify the weak site, they identify where Slicey set the paranoia from, and as a result, they're doing a good job heating pressure from both of these C pivot points. And I mean, all of that was primed, right, to force fly into that Judge on A, but that's fallen as well. So that entirely well-constructed play out of the strat book from Meow gets dropped on its head. It's all down to Sin in the 1v5.
Yeah, I think they're okie dokie. I think they're waiting as much as they're prepping these strats for the strat from FlyQuest, right? Okay, we have somebody maybe set up for anti-flash. They're gonna flash. They'll fault line first. But Bob just walked in 2 rounds in a row They took down Lunafox at C, and they just walked in and took down Animal's Judge through that smoke at A. So these setups from Meow, they look great, but I think they're expecting FlyQuest hits, not FlyQuest to walk through with just W slow on. So it's throwing them for a loop here. Let's see if they can get one to work. This is a buy for him with a bit of low armor, so it is going to matter with not much money in the bank. And they're going to push on this one, Toby.
I know exactly.
And the trade finally found this time as well. Out over towards mid, acceleration to C. They're fighting in a C link this time. A little bit different of a pacing. Armageddon forces Annie to take the fight, but she's prepared to win it. Now the remaining players divided long in garage. Lovely with Spike in hand. Paranoia not going to connect. Animal as well falls. And I like this. Slicey doesn't swing for the trade. They know they still have numbers regardless. They know this is a 3v2 where the Armageddon was already invested, so the post plan's going to be weak. And they also know they can rely on Lunafox and this Rolling Thunder to get them back on site.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Swings. Cover going up. All right. That was just a... Meow tried to do that the other round, and they were taken out by a really fast flank, but they did not stop. That was a freight train retake.
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of hinged, I think, off of... Animal, you know, you just got a two-piece, you're on a heater, valid, go swing long. But Slicey, again, the fact that she stayed in CT there, waited for Lunafox, and Instant is what made that really, really clean. But all in all, I'm not expecting FlyQuest to have that level of tempo every round. They haven't, right? You mentioned they were slow, methodical, walking out. That time it was quick, paranoia into CT, see what happens. Because you know they had those retake ults online. And fortunately, goes south. So now back to business, back to the usual default, back to punishing the solo C player, hopefully.
Trying to spam through. Bob taking care of mid is, oh my gosh. That was literally a sliver of a pixel of a shoulder that initiated the first shot through the wall. Another one doesn't realize there's going to be one guarding that, and they finally get a trade after two. Bob continues to get first bloods.
You have a lockdown here for retake on the A site. If the calm comes through from Slicey, curious to see if they're going to play forward or if they're just going to respect it, maybe challenge off their own Rolling Thunder. But if Slicey can get the spray down on the default onto Ev, she goes for it, unfortunately doesn't connect here, and they are going to invest it here. So what point does Ev pull out this utility kit? Ooh, Aftershock lands that? What? I thought they nerfed that! Wait, it was Salvo and Aftershock, wasn't it?
I think, yeah, because I heard the thumps from Salvo as well. Oh, the Cloudburst gives away Icy. Lace comes through. That's going to be one flashpoint coming out. And it's just going to be too tough for the retake. A sixth round now coming in for FlyQuest. Great teamwork on the utility to make sure they could get that lockdown out of place.
Yeah, we saw it. It was the win con. The lockdown for Animal set them up. And, I mean, they're kind of fortunate that Ev also used the Rolling Thunder, right, on top of that kind of Salvo Aftershock combination to get rid of the lockdown, because that would have been a huge utility piece, a huge tool coming into this last round of the half to kind of lock in a FlyQuest 7th here, right? You just quickly go for a C exec. You've already been overwhelming just double swinging it, but now they got to do it the old-fashioned way. Bob and the blades, and some good old-fashioned planning. Speaking of planning, looks like they've gone back to, okay, Slicey, anchor on C, the aggression perhaps out of A. Just say, I was curious to see why it's your Sova, you know, A-Link instead of your Breach here, but we'll see.
Get out of my way.
Just Fury right up the gut if they can see it off of the fault line.
That's why.
Oh, it's not going to hit anybody. It's unfortunate. Kind of like the Ascent tree play, but a little bit of change here. If you can't get them on the other side, it's not as easy to squeeze them in. They go C, though. They go C, though, and that's where it's Meow actually has two players in Slicey and Animal.
Oh, Bob's in a great spot. Trusting in her team to get onto the C site so that she can play this lurk position, but it's Icy to win it out. The Blade's not deploying fast enough, and every player getting pieced apart here. The gamble rotation comes through from Meow. Rico Bolt, I want to say, just domed a Lovely as well, so she's trying to run away to the Solace Cubby. And these are some dicey kills, but the shock dart lands nonetheless. And we're going to end things out with a 6-6 tied half.
That was awesome, too. Slicey had from the shadowed back to long C to make sure that they had a flank instantly in just the last few seconds if they needed it. Yeah, a lot of things going on in the last few rounds, and we finally get a back and forth when teams were kind of figuring out that they had to keep pushing themselves to get over the finish line there. So what a first half, especially from how it started there. First three on defense, and then we thought it might be even more for Meow to run away. But it was FlyQuest finding their aggressive side. Now let's see if they can, now that they found it, let's see if they can switch it up a bit and go right to the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, again, attack side of map, getting 6 on your defense. Meow's got to be at least somewhat satisfied with that.
Absolutely.
And I will say, the Breach Teho, again, so catered for the attack half. Post-plant, the aggression. Well, we're seeing how it can function on the defense real quick as well. Kind of setting up, veiling this aggression down mid because you think they're all coming, punishing off the salvos. No, they're behind you. And they seem to got past it as well, right? This is a killjoy. It's not a Cypher.
Oh, choosing to stay in sight. That is brave from Lace. It's going to be everybody now flooding in. This rotation's actually pretty big. Thea's going to have some good timing here. Just gets by the short look, so that is in their favor. Oh, Icy gets a flick there. Woo!
Now, the two players that were deep in the garden, who backtrack back to CT, are kind of playing divided here. A lovely makes first contact, and it's Icy having a heck of a pistol round.
Oh my god!
That three-piece, and while it falters for a second, the flawless shatter, but the round victory not.
They're like pinpoint accurate. Classic shots there for a second, just dink, 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 like 4 in a row. You start to wonder if it becomes a possibility, and it was just too much cover fire there coming in. Meow's going to go ahead and grab a second pistol round here on Haven, which is going to really help catapult them if they can, again, string these first few rounds together. It's still going to be a push from Fly, though. They want map coverage, and they want Meow, and they want Catface to know they are not letting up.
Okay. We saw this on Icebox, right? You're coming into the second round, you expect something kind of aggressive, chaotic out of FlyQuest. Just wait it out for a few seconds. Then kind of go with what your plan was, but I like this. Holding their cool, holding their patience, waiting for contact. I like how deep Lace is as well.
Ooh, a lovely shot right there, if you will. Slicey goes down. Is it safe enough to pick up the weapon, though, is the question. They give a smoke in, and yeah, good protection here to create a different angle. Oh, another shot. Oh, it's a third. It's going to be there. They can't get to her. They can't get to her. Oh, the stun's actually going to come through, but still, Icy gets the right click. Classic.
Wow, that stun kind of setting up a lovely for the third. Enemy kill. But it's not over just yet. Icy alive from the right click classic to the outlaw follow-up. 2 on the round. To keep things close, to keep things at 2 on 3, where if you're down numbers, you have the better weapons. It should hopefully get the job done, especially when Thea kind of weathering things out a little bit low, and Paranoia goes south. Just trying to buy time, wait for the reinforcements to arrive out of CT, and they have.
Ooh.
30 seconds
That was close.
Hey, you're gone. It's an eco.
Wowzer, Zobi. That's crazy. A lovely with a hell of a round, absolutely making it possible to close out the last 2 members from FlyQuest Red, or I'm sorry, from Meowface, after those initial shots down long C with the Cypher. Beautiful push. Nice smoke, too, from Thea to make that possible as well.
Yeah, I was so worried she was going to get kind of shot through the, Brady Knight box, that she was going to get traded out. It would be that 2 on 2 with the spike plant going down, but plays it smart, plays down the timer. And now, I mean, you kind of mentioned it, they kind of streamlined rounds together, tied them up early in the half last time, they were close. And now, that's been stopped. Now, Icy's been stopped on ahead. The punish, the aftershock, not going to come through either because you got a tailwind. And Thea in your back pocket with a Paranoia as well for extra comfort.
Yeah, fighting Paranoia there. Oh my gosh, they are just on point with each other. Slicey is just figuring out ways to escape the situation, give another shot, maybe a 1v1 again, but Bob too ready. Another 3K there. Blade's going to be online. And, man, FlyQuest cooking here after they lost that pistol round in the second half. They get the next 2.
And I don't know which FlyQuest to expect right now, right? I think we have the FlyQuest from Icebox, down 9-3 at the half. And then we have the FlyQuest that's hitting shots like a Lovely did, like we just saw, like coordination between Bob and the Outlaw and Thea. And I'm also going to flashback to that Lace, like, murderous kill out of side of A-Link as well in the first half. And that's what we feel like we're getting right now. And that worries me for the prospects of a 2-0, but Meow, weapons now in hand. Bonus here. Kind of insane, right, from that disruption.
Yeah.
On side of Fly.
Oh, they have so many down there, but the protection's not there. I think they had just stopped what their initial strategy was going to be, but decided to still take a fight there. They lose Thea with no return. And we'll have to see if this low HP affects Catface at all. Looks like they're still happily moving for another strat towards the seaside.
Yeah, this was a great call. I mean, you see Thea there, like, why is the Noman over towards A? They might have stacked this. And only difficulty here is that you gotta stare down a Lovely, and I mean, you're gonna be seeing her in the nightmares just from that second round of the half, but well, they don't even want to fight her. Don't challenge a Cypher in her domain, but my concern now is just 45 seconds left. You're backtracking into A, which still has this outlaw from Bob, and I'm looking at you guys. You don't got the best of shields, and you also have the Teo to set you up.
This is great timing. A Lovely pushed into garage as soon as the smoke came into C, so they can tell Ev to walk over already. They have the rotation, they have the call, and just the map control right now for FlyQuest just allows them to close down on Meow.
Yeah, I mean, silver lining. Just say, yep, Annie knew. Alarm bot went off in window, but 15 seconds left. They're going to be coming down to the wire, and there's just so much utility. There's going to be so much tradability here between the numbers.
Oh my God!
This kid has got claws!
Shot! An amazing clutch by Animal. Not even giving her opponents a chance to think. Comes flying out of short and just hits shots like nobody's business. What was that?
Can we get the vet in here? We might have a rabbit animal to check out. Oh my gosh! That round looked unwinnable, right? A 2v3 where you have a Teo, a breach, delay utility aplenty in 10 seconds? That's going to the highlight reel next week. But they're going to carry that momentum forward. That's what a play like that can achieve. That's what you can do, is it inspires your teammates to start winning team fights like this outside of A main. Facilitate the site, take Scarelace away. She's like, hey, I'm going to cut my losses, reposition, rebound. Confirm they're actually committing here. And, ooh, the cut noise from Meow here is peculiar.
That true flow state from Animal witnessed here, and hopefully the aura spreading to the rest of the team as they look to pick up a few more rounds. A nice split here, just kind of standard off split on A, but the health is low and they could lose some important members on the way in. FlyQuest is set up for this.
Oh. But again, I was like, I really want Lace to like just go CT, right? Play for the jiggle information, play for the retake with the team. I mean, you got the blades, you got the neural staff. There was resources here, and now it's a 2v4 where it's difficult. I mean, just with an outlaw in hand for Bomb. And here it comes, the off position, beautiful high-low off with the shrouded step, and Meow. After last round's heroic clutch, they keep it so really clean to get a 9th. And we thought that might finally been this series drawing to a close, that 2 rounds. To give FlyQuest an edge, but again, we're far from done.
Recalling my box.
9:35. Looks like Slicey gets, I think, purchased a weapon here by somebody. Yeah, just 1,600 spent. So they're nice, sorted on money. They win this round. Catface will be feeling really good here, and they keep that momentum. But Bob now brings out the operator protection here from Lace. Actually, 4 at A here on this save for FlyQuest, but that operator's there trying to be the hero up.
Last you expect is 4 players and the operator on the same site, but opening kill here, they overheat a little bit there to punish the short player. Slicey, quick eco work. Hungry for those kills. And I like this. You know the stacks there. You know the ops there. Yeah, you're from the shadows. Get over to the C site. See what the Cypher util situation looks like.
Shadows.
Paranoia smoke to go. What does a retake look like, too? 2 on the Armageddon can be achieved here. Lovely finds 1. And they have the uplink for that. So the no site's taken here. 3v4, and an operator might make it difficult.
Yeah, I don't even know when Bob invested the blades. Maybe in that rogue 2v4 retake last round, but all in all, makes it a very difficult situation here. Guardian for Lace here could be the re-entry tool. Doesn't get handed off to Bob either. More just the backup support in this situation. Cut off any flanks, cut off any trades long. Slicey. Beautiful timing here at the garage.
Oh, played that so well. Oof. And the operator goes down too. FlyQuest wanted to dip in and to get that one. So we'll see.
Like, do you want the op?
Yeah,
No, we don't need the op.
maybe. No. Don't do it. We need to keep moving fast. That's kind of what that tells me, is keep the speed up, especially a lockdown round here. They can really get something funky going on. It looks like they want 1 alt point, maybe. Get that over to Luna Fox and make something happen with it later.
My concern, though, is look at the trio outside of A main. I think they're going to give this orb to Lace And Armageddon still can destroy that lockdown pretty handily.
That's a great point. They do need to protect it if they want it. Mid push 2 here so they can keep the early map pinch on the A lobby.
Yep, there it is. Armageddon online. This is crazy, though.
Yeah, just standing out in
the
the
drone
open.
Makes contact. I think if the drone made contact, they were going to let it rip. In fact, it only saw one there is why you just see the fall line. But like you said, it only saw one. You didn't expect Slicey. And now the coordination comes in clutch. Now the numbers skew towards Meow, but only ever temporarily. Yeah, lovely. Beautiful neural theft. And now, I mean, all that effort for a 3v3 on C retake.
They know where the second ping's going to come. I wonder if keep pushing through after that. So now they know. They know spawn push. They have to. What an Armageddon. Yeah. This is really well played if they can collect this.
Oh, but they're just confident that they won't get on the bomb immediately for the spike. And as a result, Lovely left alone. Kind of serpentine approach that. The patience in CT really benefiting them in that situation. And once again, what looked unfavorable, what looked unwinnable, is in the favor of Meow. In the favor of Catface. And FlyQuest timeout. Been a minute since we saw one.
Yes, true. I like the way you put that. The patience for Meow and CT there. Just the way they kind of saw the play coming and said, actually, don't panic. We're good, especially even if we lose one in sight kind of thing. So, yeah, really well coordinated. Catface showing that they want to bring this to a third map here and make Ascent work for them. We did wonder, you mentioned about FlyQuest and not having played it for so long in standard play.
2 months.
2 months. And so much can happen. The comfortability, just kind of how fast you're playing off somebody, and timings like that can just kind of slip to the side. And it looks like Catface is taking big advantage. Lockdown for them, Rolling Thunder for them. And we're seeing push down mid, fault lines out, ready to get these protocol plays on very early in rounds from the defensive side, from FlyQuest. So see if Meow can keep adapting.
And I mean, I look at this composition, I do see like insane, obviously, like you mentioned, early round pressure capabilities off the salvos, off the fault line.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we saw out of Catface on their defensive half as well. But I also just want to see kind of the retake from them. I think it's been heavily underrated out of this squad. The coordination, we saw some nice successes over on B, for example, on Icebox. If, you know, it'd be lovely again. I feel like we talk about the new meta, right? The Anchor Sentinel's dead. We have a lovely play in CT here. Play for that info, play for that contact, you know? Especially after you take this DA control if you saw nothing. But this round you're not going to see nothing. In fact, it's the entire team rolling up. So Rolling Thunder to defuse the situation. But first blood actually doesn't matter when a shorty's in hand and the team's backing Icy up. They're still fighting. Bigger losses.
Yeah. Like, figuring out what becomes the dangerous part and isn't an advantage there, running through the choke points, etc., etc. 2 go down. We're at C, though, already as the rotation from Catface comes in very fast. And Lovely doing what she does best. Share of headshots.
Camera taken out.
And there we go. She gets her, she gets out, she plays retake with the team. And while you only have a Sheriff, you still have a Guardian, a Vandal in hand for the rest of your team. Bob as well. There's no way they're setting up for a multi-breed with your grass. Yeah, Slicey did that before. Bob realizes it. Not getting away with it again. And this is huge information. She saw both of those players long. No smokes to work with here is difficult. Not quite sure. Yo, trips, but no cages as well for a Lovely.
Shots are thrown at least. Oh, that's going to be tough. Rolling Thunder hits, but it looks like Lace is able to still walk free for a moment. Just a shot on the Sin is going to be enough. And they see Lunafox too, so... Nice toying, nice delay, nice stall here by the side of Catface to look like it's going to be a 12th round coming up for them as a Lovely caps off one more frag on the round.
And first off, Animal Impact needs to be studied. Ever since that clutch, look at this, 5 rounds in a row. And second, I love the respect that Catface is showing Fly right now. On both of their eco rounds, they invested the Hunter's Fury, and that round, the Rolling Thunder. So they knew the importance of getting these rounds under their belt to start closing things down, winding things down. And, I mean, I think this is the better performance. You know, we talked about that parallel between the Sunset Waterdog game and this game against Haven. But it's still, I think, again, that discipline, that experience we talked about, maybe that shine through for Fly on Icebox is showcasing now with those reps for Catface here. And, I mean, when you're... I don't want to say desperate, but when you're needing a round, this is typically what happens. You know, you send your duelist on a death mission down mid. Hope they can find that pop-off moment.
We used to call it Gladiator. It's like, you go play Gladiator, we'll all stay where we are, and the next person goes when you die. But now it's up to you to begin. Just so they think that something crazy's happening across the map, right? You try to fake them out, but in reality, you're just looking for the glory. Oh, Lace almost finds a shot there, though.
Oh,
This is a slow round from Meow. They're taking this very serious. They want to end this game with no trouble.
I like this. Right? Alarm bot goes off, they don't panic. They don't send like every single player to go play window immediately. They just leave, Slicey established. They still go about their business over towards A. Right? Lockdown, opening, kill, fouling off the operator for Icy.
Yeah.
It's looking nice so far.
And that's one that Lace has gone down quite a bit here at A to start, not making it out of sight. It's tough to get the post plant without your Deo, but it's going to be tough when Meow's going to be in there, and Icy gets a quick shot onto Evan. Hell there. Lunafox is going to be able to get traded by Thea, though. There's much more work to be done here by FlyQuest to get back in.
Hey, I got the retake I asked for to decide the fate of Haven. Down in the 3v4. Try in the ult department other than from the shadows, and Thea being the spearhead here, right? The Vandal. And hand leading the charge. Lovely though, spotted out. They know where all the players are, but it all comes down to Bob. Players, the shorty. Once again, the glory. 13-8. We're tied up in the series 1-1. Both of these teams fighting tooth and nail